The biggest regret of my life is having had my abortion.
I have never had a moment of regret about my decision.
My name is Bernadette Goulding, and when I was 19 years old, I made a life-altering decision. I decided to abort my first child.
My name is Ciara O'Connor, and I travelled to the UK for an abortion when I was 21. When I knew I was pregnant, I was terrified, absolutely terrified. It was the scariest moment of my entire life, and I'd been through quite a lot in my short life at that stage. I knew straight away that I wanted to have a termination because I was suffering from mental health problems at the time, and also I was just really young and really didn't want to have a baby at that time. I wasn't in a relationship.
I suppose the thought was I was going to disappoint my parents, you know. I wouldn't be able to cope. All the usual reasons. I had a very good job, you know, and I wanted to reach a certain goal in my life.
Who was going to come with me, or was I going to have to go on my own? Should I talk to my parents? Should I talk to my sisters? I just didn't know what to do, and I was really, really lucky to have some amazing friends who helped me through it. And I was in a ward with a few other women, and one of the other women in the ward with me, I'll never forget her because she was an immigrant woman. It sounded to me like she was in an abusive relationship, and she said that she had concealed the pregnancy from her husband, and she was there to terminate the pregnancy, and she had to go home that day and pretend that everything was okay. And that to me just seemed so sad, and I just thought of all the Irish women who might be in that situation who could never have gotten 2 or 3 or 4 days away. She was able to go away for a morning and do that and access that care, but that wouldn't have been possible if she had been Irish.
I can still see the face of the anaesthetist, even to this day, peering into mine and assuring me that it would all be over very quickly and that I would be just fine afterwards. But of course, for me and for so many other women, that's not the case. Initially, there's relief because your problem is gone and you feel like everything is going to be fine, your life will get back to normal. But very soon afterwards, I began to realise that was not the case for me. I had an emptiness inside, like there was something missing. I had terrible grief, terrible guilt, terrible shame. It's very shaming, and of course it's also very isolating. I suppose my right to choose took away the right to live for my child. How come that we can define when somebody's heart is stopped, that they're dead, and yet when their heart starts beating, we cannot say there's a life there? My baby was alive. My baby's little heart was beating under my heart at 21 days. And I wish that I had realised and known that somebody had sat with me and encouraged me to give life to my child. There are so many families out there who can't have babies of their own, who would just love to adopt a child.
Shortly after I had the termination, I met my husband, and we decided that we'd settle down and start a life together. And you know, that has been something that never would have been possible for me had I chosen to continue with that particular pregnancy. We all have to make choices in our lives, and sometimes they're very difficult choices, and we have to live with the consequences of those choices. And for me, I've always been just really confident that that was the exact right choice for me at that time.